You can either read your Erase It Right thing or read a poem that you wrote. And I decided to read a poem that I wrote because it was really special to me. I wrote like a couple days earlier. It's basically about not taking things for granted. Since I'm going to be going to college in a few months, just like I'm going to miss everything like about here. So this is called Take a Sip from a Cup of Scenery and Remembrance. How do you remember a person? Is it their legacy or a legacy that's famous to everyone's world, or just yours? A legacy that motivates you from being lost to being found. Coming out of your coffin 6 feet underground, inspiring you to return to form, creating your own unique sound. Were they a circuit board, swallowing the electricity of life, it wheeling through you, through them into you? Did a specific wiring match yours, creating a bond like no others of understanding, bringing their name into your DNA and into your skin? Or simply were they just there for you, rebuilding your heart into a sturdy tool shed, and then use that tool shed to bandage your sun, a sun that's been flickering towards the spirit of death and hasn't worked properly for years? I try to not take people like that for granted. People like my 12th grade English teacher, who I still need to get a coffee sometime with, is the closest person in my life to a sort of father figure, giving me advice and guiding me to the right path to be successful. But I have these visions when I'm softly sleeping. I keep hearing church bells softly speaking. A line of trees are skies as if they're dreaming, darkness lifting my sins while it's creeping. These kind of voices are all glued into my brain, and forever that's where they'll remain. In these visions, my shadow is gone, so I walk alone into a church made from wood and cobblestone. And it's hard to walk when you want to amputate your own legs, so you don't have to walk through life, so you can just be left behind. I keep on listening to the wind's halo whenever I feel so worn and damned. But my eyes will stand the river they will flow until my heart decides to let go. I don't know why I'm here, where the air is sterile and this breeze stings. Every breath starting to either be a hard labor or a hard time, always being too hot or too cold. Suddenly a flash of light beams on the church door. I look inside and see 10,000 angels, maybe more. I smile at them and it feels like the biggest lie I've ever told. They see me and whisper to me without moving. They sense my fear and feel my fear, which is only proving that my days are up. The gospel splashes the sky for one last time. I walk in their faces, I have no idea who they are. Their wings and bright haze speaks volumes. I feel like an outsider, like summer filled with snow. But they come over to me and say, "We have missed you. Have you missed us?" But before I realize I don't have the heart to tell them, I say, "Not lately." They look at me with sour faces, but they understand where I'm coming from. They reply, "Take our hands so we can teach you the way the rain falls according to everyone's disturbing pain. Maybe then you'll get to heal your veins." I look into the souls of my grave diggers, but somehow there was no dirt on them. I grab an angel's hand and they magically change scenes, and I look at my hollow grave. They hand me a picture with mold. I guess that's all they decided to save. It's a picture of my family God decided to take. The 10,000 angels lower their heads, sending their grace. They say your loved ones are memories you'll never forget, so don't fret, they'll always be with you. The angels' voices sound like pieces of art, keeping me in trance before I fall apart, colorfully creative on a blank-filled heart, not truly believing that I would have to depart. The angels hold me, creating sculptures from my broken dreams and lyrics from my polluted streams of my mind. I used to feel like I was hooked up to machines, only God hearing my terrifying screams. The machines would buzz and beep every time my heart wanted to leap, before the blackened waters got too steep. Feeling like a flower forced not to grow. The angels look at the moldy family picture and say, "Every tic-tac, every knick-knack is a treasure, and every treasure has a story. So what's yours?" I said my family were demons disguised as angels. I recognize the faces in the pictures, I just don't know where their mask went. The angels tell me that it's my time to lay. I cry to them that it's my purpose to stay. But they say the truth is, there's not enough miracles to go around in real life. There's too many people petitioning God for a winning ticket. I understand them because it's the only way to be with the ones who left and made me pray even to this day. I lie down on a piece of angel cloth, looking straight up and seeing the background turn goth. They lure me into the grave without warning. I look at the angels and their faces are mourning. Uncovered with rocks made from God's castle walls, his righteous halls. And all you can hear is the echo of silence. I woke up and felt pressure being lifted, realizing that I missed every corner of life's maze. Even the people who thought our relationship was an anthem composed of words like, gotta go, and left. There are people who I used to call strangers, now seeing them as angels in my eyes and prophets who are so wise. Of course, darkness wanders in my mind often, but shortly after, those voices are just left behind. So every once in a while, every now and again, I take a sip from a cup of scenery and remembrance. So when I leave, I'll never forget where I came from. And I'll never forget the people who changed me for the better. So now when my time really is up, I'll have more memories to keep in touch.